Hey guys, so this is something that we already covered in my math class in grade 5, but I just wanted to review this strategy with a little visual aid in case anyone forgot. So 1/2, and I would like to do an equivalent fraction, but with a denominator of 10. So I'm going to make it into tenths. So remember, the numerator is how many parts you have, how many parts are colored or how many parts are just there. The denominator is how many parts you have in total. So they might not all be there, but it's the potential total. So for example, if I have this side colored in, ooh, good coloring job, madame. So you can see there are 2 parts total, but only one is colored. That's why it's 1 out of 2, 1/2. So I'd like to change this into 5/10. So I need to make it equivalent. Equivalent means the same. So if I want to change 1/2 to 5/10, what I need to do is I need to have 10 parts total. So we know that 10 is really a group of 5 and another group of 5. So I need to change 1/2 into 5 pieces. So there are 5 pieces in this half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there are going to be another 5 pieces in the other half. Okay. So now, as you can see, if I color it the same amount, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my lines line up because I made my hole approximately the same size. I tried my best. Okay. So as you can see, 1/2 is the same as 5/10. So what I did was I cut my 1/2 into 5 pieces. So I had 1 piece and it turned into 5. So the easiest trick to do this without actually having to do a drawing all the time, which is sometimes really hard depending on your denominators, is to go like this. So you have 1/2, and let's say you want to change it into tenths. You have to look to yourself, okay, I have halves. How many pieces do I have to cut each half into to make it 10? 2 times 5 pieces, so I have 2 groups of 5, equals 10. So I changed my halves to tenths, okay? So what I do to the denominator, I also need to do to the numerator, because as you can see, I had a total of 10 pieces here. So that was my 2 halves times by 5, 5 pieces here, 5 pieces here. And also for my numerator, I only have 1 piece, so 1 piece cut into 5 is 5. So as you can see, really, I did the same thing to my numerator. 1 cut into 5 pieces is 5. 2, each of them is cut into 5 pieces, is 10. So that's a really easy trick. If you times or divide, that works too, the numerator and the denominator by the same number, I chose 5, you can make an equivalent fraction. Remember, you can only times or divide in the middle. You cannot add or subtract. That does not work. So here's one more example before I finish. Let's say I had 1/4. And I wanted to change this into, let's say, 20ths. 1/4, I want to change it into 20ths. I need to think to myself. 4, each fourth is cut into how many pieces to make it 20? 4 times something is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So what do I need to do to my numerator? I need to do the same thing I did to the denominator. Cut it in 5 pieces. So times 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So 1/4 is equivalent to 5/20. Now, it doesn't always have to be times 5 in the middle. That's just a coincidence. I'll do one more example with division, just so you guys can see that that works too. And that's when you have more pieces, but you divide them down into bigger ones. So example, if you have tenths and you want to turn it into halves, okay, 10 divided 5 pieces in each half equals halves. So here's my last example. I'll write it over here on the side. All right. Let's say I had 4/16, and I wanted to make that into smaller numbers for the numerator and the denominator. Or maybe I just want to simplify my fraction so it's easier to visualize. So I can see there is a number that both 4 and 16 can divide by. I know that because I already memorized my times tables. So I'm going to divide by 4. Divide by 4 and divide by 4. So if I have my 4 pieces out of 16 sixteenths in total, 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So as you can see, 1/4 is really the same as 4 sixteenths. They're just cut into different numbers of pieces. They're really the same. So that is my lesson on equivalent fractions. So you can do a drawing, but that gets a bit complicated if you have higher denominators. So really, I would say that this is the most efficient strategy. You can times your numerator and denominator by the same number, or you can divide your numerator and denominator by the same number. Remember, you can only divide or multiply, not add or subtract. All right, good luck, everybody.